Recitation. How to eat 6,000 burgers in one day. Do you like burgers? Well, I do. The char-grilled smell of the succulent patty, the bountiful mayonnaise and mustard on top of it, and balanced with the fresh and crispy lettuce. All this goodness is nicely stacked between warm, delicious buns. Rarely can anyone resist one of these mouth-watering delights, sometimes even two of these. Well, I do. But what if I told you to eat 10, 50, 1,000, or 5,000 of these burgers? Well, it doesn't sound appetizing anymore, right? Then how about 6,000? How do you eat 6,000 burgers? The answer is simple: just be a blue whale. I think most of you already know about this magnificent creature, but I'd say most people fail to see what makes this one hell of a whale magnificent in the first place. First, its size. One specimen average around 25 meters in length and weighs around 112 tons, with some of the largest specimens recorded, reaching 29.9 meters in length and exceeding 200 tons in weight. For reference, an adult bull African elephant only weighs around 5 tons. A Honda Jazz car weighs a measly 1.2 tons. A basketball field is 28 meters long, which means some of these giants are longer than a basketball field. Can you imagine that? So now is the time to answer the burger question. With such massive mass they grow into, also comes massive appetite. See the picture on top? This is what we call lunge feeding. This is a type of prey hunting that involves gulping an enormous amount of water in front of the whale and filtering out the water outside, until it leaves only the small creatures caught in the water inside the mouth. This kind of feeding strategy is exclusive and can only be successful for baleen whales. Why? 1. Whales have specialized comb-like teeth, called baleen, that make them possible to filter out water from small preys they caught inside their mouths. 2. They are so huge, the lunge feeding requires a very large quantity of prey available, and thus also requires a massive predator to catch as many as possible in one lunge. In the case of blue whales, one of these lunges acquire an average 200,000 calories worth of prey, and could be as much as 500,000 calories, with the cost of opening the whale's mouth for a cheap 2,000 calories, which means these whales typically get 100 times the energy it spends in feeding time. Blue whales do typically 3 to 4 times of this lunge feeding, and because of that, it could acquire up to 2 million calories, or as much as 6,600 worth of typical cheeseburgers, fulfilling the daily maintenance cost of 1,500,000 calories per day. So that's that. No creature in this world can even come close to gorge that number of calories each day. For a reference point, a fully adult great white shark can only eat up to 200,000 calories in one sitting, and it can sustain the shark for around a week. Which is why, if you want to eat 6,000 burgers a day, find a way out to be blue whale. Q1. What is the story about? A1. The story is about how to eat 6,000 burgers in one day, using the example of blue whales. Q2. What makes burgers appetizing? A2. The char-grilled smell, succulent patty, mayonnaise, mustard, and fresh lettuce make burgers appetizing. Q3. What is the size of an average blue whale? A3. An average blue whale is around 25 meters in length and weighs around 112 tons. Q4. How does the size of blue whales compare to other animals? A4. Blue whales are much larger than most animals, including adult bull African elephants and Honda Jazz cars. Q5. What is lunge feeding? A5. Lunge feeding is a type of prey hunting, where a whale gulps an enormous amount of water to filter out small creatures caught inside its mouth. Q6. Why can baleen whales successfully use lunge feeding? A6. Baleen whales have specialized comb-like teeth, called baleen, that allow them to filter out water from the small prey they catch in their mouths. Q7. What is the advantage of lunge feeding for blue whales? A7. Lunge feeding allows blue whales to acquire a large quantity of prey in one gulp, providing them with a substantial amount of energy. Q8. How many calories can a blue whale acquire in one lunge? A8. Blue whales can acquire an average of 200,000 calories in one lunge, which can go up to 500,000 calories with a minimal cost of 2,000 calories. Q9. How many times do blue whales typically perform lunge feeding in a feeding session? A9. Blue whales typically perform lunge feeding 3 to 4 times during a feeding session. Q10. How many calories worth of prey can a blue whale acquire in a feeding session? A10. A blue whale can acquire up to 2 million calories worth of prey in a feeding session, which is equivalent to around 6,600 typical cheeseburgers. 20 uncommon English words. 1. Succulent, juicy and tender. 2. Bountiful, plentiful and abundant. 3. Patty, a flattened, usually round, portion of ground meat. 4. Delights, pleasurable and enjoyable things. 5. Lunge feeding, a feeding strategy where a whale gulps a large amount of water to filter out prey. 6. Baleen, specialized comb-like teeth found in whales that filter out water. 7. Prey hunting, the act of searching and capturing prey. 8. Giants, enormously large and tall beings. 9. Magnificent, extremely beautiful, impressive, or awe-inspiring. 10. Averages, typical or usual amounts or figures. 11. Specimens, individual examples or samples. 12. Exceeds, goes beyond or surpasses. 13. Measly, insignificant or small in amount or value. 14. Comprise, consist of or be made up of. 15. Praise animals that are hunted and caught for food. 16. Praise animals that are hunted and caught for food. 17. Massive, very large or heavy. 18. Acquire, obtain or get possession of. 19. Sustain, maintain or support. 20. Gorge, eat in large quantities, often greedily.